You know, like I had a lot of anxiety. I didn't sleep for 7 days straight. Like I was obsessed with my baby. I couldn't sleep because I felt like I need to take care of her, watch her, see if she's still breathing. I didn't want her to sleep with my mom because my mom wouldn't stay up to watch her.
Yeah. I've got miracles on miracles, a million little miracles. Miracles on miracles, count your miracles. 1, 2, 3, 4, I can't even count them all.
What's up, elenemfam? We are back again.
Hey elenemfam, welcome back to another video. So this is another episode of our first time parenting series, and we are joined by another couple. You guys already met them on Tuesday, the Salukazana family. Thank you so much to our returning subscribers, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. Please make sure that you click on the subscribe button and join the elenemfam. By the way, my name is Letho, also known as Akuma. Please also do get to know us on our other social media pages. We have left the links on the description box, and this is my husband Mbulelo, who is going to introduce himself.
What is happening, elenemfam? Let me just quickly confess. So on Tuesday, is that when we posted the video?
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, I was wearing black and gold. I know. But when I saw my wife, and I was like, you know what? Let me just, for good measure, let me just also match. So you can guess who's doing the whole matching thing in this relationship. Normally they say it's the wives that do the matching thing, but let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Mr. Champ Till I Die, also known as Mr. Champ, child of God. People change but not God. Is it 2 chains or not God? We never know, man, but we'll figure it out one day. And like my wife has said, we have the Salukazanas in the building. You know, so you already met them on Tuesday. We had fun, and we had some exchange of things where they didn't know who was romantic and all this. Hey, what did you think I was talking about? Exchange of things, but yeah. So today we are talking about more of a should we call it serious? Yeah, but
their journey of parenting.
Yeah, their journey of parenting. So they'll just tell us our names. You can even call yourself Spa. You don't even have to say I was Pamela, blah blah blah. You can just say, "Hi guys, you already know me. My name is Spa." That kind of thing. So yeah, man, we're gonna be chatting to them, just talking about their journey of parenting and family. Over to you, man.
Hello guys, my name is Pa. We would have met me already now. This is my wife. Her name is S'ne, also known as Zamoguhle. So don't be surprised if you know her as Zamo.
Yeah,
still the same person.
And then S'ne, tell us where does S'ne come from?
Okay, so S'ne is the name that I was given to by my mother-in-law. So when we got married, you know, in the Xhosa tradition, they give you a name. So that's where S'ne comes from.
Yeah.
Which is exactly where Akuma comes from.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It means anchor. You have an anchor.
It's such a beautiful name.
Bit deep.
Yeah.
If I didn't know her, I was gonna steal it for our next baby.
Right?
It's so beautiful.
It's a beautiful name.
Yeah. No, family, welcome. Like we always say, feel at home. It's really just a conversation where we are hoping that at least one person out there is gonna learn from it, because you know it's a very interesting journey, and you can read as many books as you can. You can watch as many videos as you can, but still when it comes to you and your baby, it's always a special one. So are you comfortable with sharing the baby's name? No? So what's the baby's name?
So our baby's name is Utimna Salukazana.
Wait, what?
Utimna.
So,
you guys know
which baby is it? Which baby are we here for?
No, and the thing is, so can give a background?
Yeah.
So my mother gave the name Utimna,
Okay.
And we loved it. We gave our baby the name Tsweng.
Okay.
Beautiful names.
Very beautiful names. before she was born, the one that seemed to catch on was Utwenga. So we then decided, we're gonna make Utimna as the first name, and then Utwenga as the second name, so that at the very least, at school and stuff, they can call her Utimna, because it looks like at home she's gonna be known as Utwenga. So
that balance. Interesting. With that being said, actually, so what would you say that Utwenga was planned?
Okay, we've started now, right?
Inside.
Okay.
She wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
I was never ready for this one.
From the hesitation, you would probably have guessed the answer now, and the answer is a no, right?
Okay.
No-ish. No-ish because I think I planned, I planned to have a baby. No, not planned. Maybe planned is the wrong word, right? I wanted to have a baby. I was ready to have a baby.
Yeah.
My wife wasn't.
Okay.
So, So in a sense, for example, when we found out that we are going to be having a baby, I was over the moon.
Was she crying?
I was there
like she was shocked. So and then I had to kind of constrain that, like, okay, I'm with you here. I'm also taken aback, but deep down I'm like, thank you, Jesus. That was So I mean, we were not actively trying to have a baby, which would be the planning. When we had the baby, we did feel like we were in a space where we were prepared to have
definitely.
Yeah. Because of how you were feeling when you found out, did that affect how you felt afterwards, after you gave birth? Like your emotions,
you know what?
Where were you?
I think in the first trimester, I was very worried.
Yeah.
Like I was low-key also slightly depressed because I was just struggling with the idea of becoming a mother, not knowing that a mother is actually born when the baby's born. You will know what to do when you actually have the baby. Whereas trying to prepare for the baby beforehand, it doesn't actually always work out in a way, So I think for me it was a matter of, I don't know what to expect. Number one, my body's gonna change. Some things were a bit superficial. But I think it was also the commitment of having a child, guys, like you can't say, hey, I'm done, I'm tired, this is your baby. You are fully responsible for this human being, and it's a very huge responsibility and an undertaking that shouldn't be taken lightly. So I think it was that for me, like the commitment, am I ready for that? What kind of a mother am I going to be? Like I'm a chronic worrier, so like basically because of this human being, So it was one of the reasons why I felt unprepared to have a child.
And once when I was here,
you guys, I was taking charge. Like it literally changed everything. I remember when my mother-in-law came to the hospital, my mom and my mother-in-law at the hospital a couple of days after my baby was born, and a
couple of days being 2.
And mind you, I had a C-section. And my mother-in-law wanted to help with birthing the baby. And here I was with my operation and baby. My baby. And I'm just like, I'm sure my mother was really shocked. She was really shocked. Like, hey, bo, relax, let's take care of you. But I was
especially
very hands-on.
Coming from a background where what would normally happen is, for example, if we were staying at home. So, mothers, and aunts would be doing all this. Like, no, just sit there, we've got this covered. And, for a good 3 months, you literally just...
That's true.
So, I'm sure she would have been taken aback. Like,
no, she was.
She's a mother of 2 days. And
she knows everything.
She's there.
And then I was bathing her with Amakotunu.
That's what you do.
You have your book here, inside out.
So true. So yeah, no, you it becomes it just becomes a natural thing to do to take care of your child.
That's
so
true.
Yeah, it was a beautiful experience. My life changed
for the better.
For the better, Shem. No,
And
you did.
when since you were so excited for Koenga, were you also like so hands on? Yeah, that's my baby. Let me do everything.
Yeah, about that. No, and I wanted to go back to the pregnancy. As excited as I was, we look back. I mean, we've had a conversation with my wife as well. That excitement that I have didn't really translate to the support that my wife really needed at that stage from me. Partly because you don't know. This is happening for the first time.
Yes.
You're learning as you go, but in retrospect, you're thinking like, man, that was tough for you, And I feel like I did not appreciate how tough that was, because I'm
You mean the pregnancy phase?
Yeah, the pregnancy phase, especially at the beginning of it. Where it was just, look, my excitement, I was just excited. I did not do the work that was required to be like, okay, the work starts now, and not 9 months later. But
But maybe just to give you a little bit of credit, love, I think you were there, like in support in terms of like you're there for doctor's appointments. You're there. You did that. No one can fault you. I think it's the emotional support that wasn't really there, and I think it comes from a lack of understanding because there's a lot of hormonal changes that are happening that I myself don't even understand. And what about you? So and I am deficient. So before knowing that, I was extremely tired. I would sleep all the time. I was depressed and stuff like that. So like you just don't know what's happening, And for him, it's like, are you okay? Like, what's happening? Snap out of it. Yes. I don't know. So I think it was more on the emotional support, like how do you help someone in that stage, So I think that was the tricky part.
And after giving birth, because like I can see that you feel like you didn't do enough during the pregnancy. So like after giving birth, did you?
No, I mean, the trend still continued to be fair, and largely because of my work now. So unfortunately, during that time, I was very, very, very busy. That's like the busiest season I had. I was working every day, Monday to Sunday. An average. I would leave home at like 7. And I'm back 12 a.m., 11 a.m. or the following, so it was that kind of work, like day in, day out. So I was not that involved because I'm not there. So what we then tried to do and planned to do was to then take my wife to go stay with her mother. So that was our plan because we knew, I'm not going to be available, right? So she's had a major operation. And we have a baby. Both of them need to be taken care of, and I'm not there to do that. So we took her to my mother-in-law's against her wishes. To be
So she preferred to be there with you.
I don't think she would say I don't think you preferred to stay. I think you preferred for me to be there. It's not almost like I would rather be alone and have you for a couple of hours because it was never going to work. But the fact that we were immediately split, it was such an emotional journey when I drove them, like, what was it, day 3 after my baby was born. I'm driving them all the way, to Mpumalanga. That was a lot.
Mpumalanga?
That really was a lot, but we just had to suck it up, basically, and because it was the better alternative.
And how long was she there for?
She was supposed to be
there for a month.
She was supposed to be there at least a month. My mother-in-law had taken leave and she had put everything in order, like, okay, come guys, at least a month I should be able to do that. And she just couldn't handle it. Like,
Guys, have you been to Nelspruit?
I think we have actually.
Have you been to Nelspruit? The problem is that it's extremely hot. The place is extremely hot. And then you know how black people are with aircon and more, aircon, you're not supposed to open it. So things like that. And I think also it was just extremely uncomfortable. I just wanted to be in my own space. But unfortunately I didn't have that own space at that time because we were living at my dad's house. There's also another thing. There's a lot of, we were just unsettled basically. So really we wanted to be in our own place. The plan was for us to be in our own place, for my mom to come over and assist in every way possible, but that didn't happen. So really I wasn't happy being in Nelspruit simply because it was hot. Never mind the help that I needed, which I got. I just didn't want to be there. Unfortunately, because of the heat and comfort also, So, but
so how long were you there for?
I was there for
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Hot, heat,
Not 2 weeks, guys.
Which I had to extend. It could have been 1. Because the following weekend, I went back, to visit and just spend some time there. Like, she started, like, just proposing, like, hey, can we go back with you?
Sure.
And I had to, like, really, come on, guys, we really can't. Because I already know what's happening with me and work. And looking at the state that she was in at the time, it was just a lot, man. I'm thinking, there's no ways. Like, it's not going to happen. But I could only drag it out for another week.
You bought a week.
And then that was it,
And that was it. Hey, I was packed already. Like, we're going now, hey?
But I guess she just needed you at that time because I mean, like the emotional support is also very important. Besides you being present, being physically, but you calling and checking up, and even when you come back at 11 from work, like at least I have someone to vent.
But it's so true. You have to.
You wanna rest. But other than that, did it affect you anyhow, like emotionally? Well, I know there's baby blues and postpartum depression.
So, post-delivery, like, it was really hard. Like, I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety. I didn't sleep for 7 days straight. Like, I was obsessed with my baby. I couldn't sleep because I felt like I need to take care of her, watch her, see if she's still breathing. I didn't want her to sleep with my mom because my mom wouldn't stay up to watch her.
She's experienced, she knows baby's gonna be fine. I'm gonna sleep. Like, are you sleeping?
Like, no, don't sleep. You're supposed to watch the baby. And also, like, I was taking like injections and stuff for clots and stuff. So the doctor.
Wait, you were taking them at home?
Yes, the doctor prescribed like 7 days.
Is this legal? Because we don't want to say this on camera.
No, it is. I was wearing compression socks. I was wearing compression socks and taking injections, and those injections.
Oh, don't remind me of the injections, but I stopped them at the hospital.
I literally was crying every single day. Luckily, my mom was the one injecting me. Like, I had bruises all over my thighs because they are just that painful and uncomfortable. So man, it was very hard. I remember also, like, if I would sleep, I would have to, like, when I wake up in shock. Because I feel empty. Like, I feel like I need to be carrying something, So I would always sleep with a blanket on me so that there's something that I'm holding, So it was very...
I thought that was deep when I learned that. That's anxiety on another level.
That's
next level. And to think that it's because of your baby. Like, you may be anxious for certain things, but you are anxious because the baby, like, almost like you have to sleep with something because you feel like if you didn't, then you feel like you might have dropped your baby.
Exactly.
I would imagine just waking up thinking like I've dropped my 4-year-old baby. That must have been really hard.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
And were you able to communicate those emotions to your husband?
My mom was the one who was looking after me at that time. Like I would say, I don't think you got the full extent of it.
No.
When we are calling, we are fine.
It's just the good
because my mom is the one who witnessed a lot of it. Like a lot of the time, she was like also very like overwhelmed and worried. Like, what am I supposed to do to help you? Like, I don't know what to do. I'm doing everything that I can, obviously, but from an emotional perspective, like I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. You have to take these injections. I'm sorry. You have to. I'm sorry. You know. So it was. I guess I just became a baby now. You know, but. Yeah,
sure.
And we always focus on how women feel after giving birth, but like, were you affected anyhow emotion-wise because now you're seeing that your wife is different, and then now there's a new family member?
Look, to be fair with me, I worry a lot, but I'm also able to just put my worry back door. You know, if I know that it's not gonna save me in any way. Like you know, like my heart was really what's the right word? Like I was not okay going to drop them off. But it's something that I knew I had to do. So it's kind of like just suck it up and just portray yourself as very strong.
You have to
which is what I needed together. Also. If you were falling apart, right?
You know, but I have to say that knowing that my mother-in-law was going to be the one taking care of it, I was able to rest a bit, to know that what, if anyone is going to take care of her, it's definitely her. So that kind of eased my anxiety, but not completely, because that's why I was there. Like every weekend I'm there. I'm actually working from that side, not like I'm leaving my job. I'll take my work with and spend time a little bit and isolate myself to do some work as well. So it was a very tough time, but I'm able to just control my emotions and just
focus
see
on
something through. They might actually spring up at it which they did.
Autopilot also. Like we were literally on autopilot, on survival mode. We were thinking about just getting through this time. Nothing else, Jane. Tending to ourselves, tending to Mje. We were just a mess. On autopilot.
Physically, did you experience any changes now that the baby is here? And obviously you were worried. Yakumbula, you were worried
about my
my six-pack will be gone.
Guys, what are that one? Guys, I told myself, Yazin, I'm still like 7 months. My baby is 7 months. I still have time, but do I really? But you know what? I think I'm not like the physical is only secondary. For me right now, because the most important thing is just to prioritize my mental health. Like how do I, come out of a slum, or how do I get back to a functioning and more optimistic self? How do I get back to me? I think that's the most important thing, and then the other things will come later. I think my overall well-being in terms of mental health and that's the most important thing right now. Not to say that it's not important, but I think that is key. That is key, because we're only just okay now. I mean, it's 6 months, 7 months later. We're only just okay now. We're only recovering and reflecting about the whole experience now. So I think we're just taking it a step at a time. So.
But N'Spha, how do you feel about the physical changes? I mean, like now.
Did you notice any?
I did notice physical changes, of course, but I think what I would say is we're quite similar. It's for us. I think we prioritize more what's happening, with your emotions and stuff. So, like as you can see, in fact, I would actually say, like throughout the pregnancy, she was watching her physical change.
Okay.
Tracking it and be like, okay, now we still have 4 months to go, how much
really
is the
this
baby,
big.
and yeah. And I mean, I remember one of the gynaes that we went to actually said that, you can expect to gain, what was it?
Up until
But
15.
10 to 15
Was it
She
10,
was
15
shocked.
or what?
Yeah, it was a range, like 12 to something, maybe like 12 to 15. But it was a high number.
Yeah.
Which was like, I was not prepared for that. But yeah, look, we did not make that a thing, The main thing was, okay, cool,
Where are
emotionally, where are we? Are you okay? Are you fine? And that's still the same even now, So yeah.
It's only now that we are looking into shedding
and that's
baby
because
weight.
We're in a happy
Maybe it's because I don't know you before pregnancy.
Oh,
but
yes,
you look
that's
really
true.
nice.
I was tiny. Okay, not too tiny, but
Yeah. But this way, it looks good on you.
thanks.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, in terms of the help that you had, because you were at home for some time, and then when you came back to Johannesburg, what help did you have in Johannesburg? Did you have a nanny? Did you have any supports? Did your mom come with you?
So
How we wish.
Okay, so when we came to Johannesburg, at least I was a bit healed. I could move around and do things for myself. So I didn't. Of course, I needed the help because my baby or our baby. Let me stop saying my baby. Our baby. Our baby, guys, would not want to sleep. Like by herself, especially Emini, so she'd always want to be on me and stuff like that. That can be very exhausting.
Yeah.
You're constantly carrying a human being around, like you can't even take some time for yourself, So I didn't have help.
Yeah.
Because we were still living at my father's house. We only had help once we moved into our own home.
Oh, okay.
So that's when Usis Mandi came over to help us, and it's been guys
A dream.
Guys, you need help. You need help. And I think I think I wasn't really initially able to use the help that we had.
Yes,
I think you also need to learn how to use the help we have. So
Which is an amazing thing to think about.
guys,
That you have help, but
you don't know how to use
you don't know how
it.
to use it.
Yeah.
And not because you are not feeling
The
overwhelmed,
yes.
but you kind of still prefer to do things.
Yeah. I think
yourself.
I think for me it was a thing of what does this say about me as a mother? Like it was an underlying thing. It's not like people are saying that. It's not like Mrs. Mandi is saying that or whatever, like questioning my motherliness or whatever. I think it was a thing of guys, am I not involved in my baby's life? Let me do. So I think it came with a lot of pressure.
Yes.
You have a lot of pressure on yourself. You want to do the best that you can. You think a moment away from your child is like a sin, but it's actually not. You learn to take time. You learn to take time to rest and refill, because that's one thing I was telling my husband was that in as much as you guys were saying that you need to sleep when the baby sleeps. It's not enough to just rest. You need to refill. You need to discover what refill means for you. Is it journaling? Is it reading? Is it going out for a walk? You need to refill, because you are constantly giving and giving and giving and giving, and you're not putting something back in to help you or energize you. So
It's amazing. I think you had a question.
Yeah, no, the first one was the one about like knowing how to use the help when it's available, because it's such a big thing. It's such a big thing. But then she answered,
already asked.
and then when S'pha now, okay, I think let me start with you. So were you before Sis Mandi gets here? Did you feel like, okay, I do need help? But then you didn't have. Did you have a way of communicating what you needed to him?
Of course. I think sometimes was I demanding sometimes.
Look, it can come across that way.
It's not like that.
But it can. And this is not you. It might be something. It's the way I'm receiving it.
No, it's just her personality. Like she's very expressive.
Yeah.
You know, and many a times it's actually quite good.
Yeah.
Because I'm the opposite. You know, like sometimes I struggle to articulate myself in terms of how I'm feeling, what I need, and she would really need to like just dig in and kind of draw it out. Whereas with her, she's like just blunt. So it might have come across like you were demanding, but you were really just being yourself. So short answer is she was able to say what she needs. Like, I need help this way. I need you to do that. I understand there's this, but then you can do this. You know, so
And then with that, then would you say that you received it for what it was? Because you are mentioning that it may have come across as if she was demanding. So and with that, it can come with Uti. It's not that deep, or it's like I'm not sure you need that. Because I'll say it. Standing here today, you know, there are things where I'm like, actually, I should have listened more, and I should have. I should have sought to understand as opposed to just saying you're just whining, because I'm not really in that position. So you can be passive while someone is communicating all these things. You can be passive. So are you satisfied with the way that you received with her communication?
No, absolutely. I think you're spot on. I feel the same. Like, I look back now, we're happy, we're fine, we're good. And now, you know, you can reflect and sort of criticize yourself. Whereas, you know, when still in the moment, like, you won't be able to do that. You're just in a defensive state. No, I feel like I'm doing enough. What's wrong? Why do I feel like
issues with
you have to? Why do I feel like you have to instruct me on everything? Does it mean that I'm not doing anything? Like, can we start talking about the things that I'm doing and not the things that I'm not doing? You know, so looking back, you think, look, it was a lot for her. Like, it really was a lot, and there's a lot that I could have done. You know, but
But I think also, like, on your side, sometimes, you know, like, discernment, you wish for it. Retrospectively, anyway. You think, you know, I should have been able to see Nami Guti, you know, maybe what I'm asking is really a little too much, because this person is like working. And when my husband is in busy season, guys, it's not really nice to be around. It's not really nice, you know. So, like, he's not happy, you know. He's under a lot of pressure. He's just in his own world, you know. So I think Nami, I should have had that discernment to be able to tell, like, you know what, no, maybe I can cut him some slack. The timing, because demandingness, sometimes it was just there, like, I want this, I need this, you're not doing this, you know. So I don't know.
You know, someone might be watching there, especially, I'm thinking this would be a mother saying, she'll be like, no, don't be apologetic. Because, and I'll tell you why. By the way, elenemfam, this is if I have to say so myself, this is a very informative and educational series. So please do make sure that you subscribe. There's more that's coming, by the way. So don't play yourself. Click on the thanks button. Make sure that money is coming through. Click on the subscribe button as well. And if you don't want to subscribe, at least tell us why you wouldn't subscribe to our channel. And then another thing is that you also like the video while we're watching, because it also, the more likes we get, the more exposure the video gets on YouTube. So please do make sure, because sometimes we just say do these things and we don't tell you why. So where was what were we talking about?
Communication, don't be apologetic.
Yes, okay, So someone might actually say that you don't need to be apologetic, because that's how you are feeling at that time. And guys, it's all good and well to be able to have this book that tells us everything you should be doing. You know, when you are, don't be emotional and say, honey, this is how I feel when you do this. This is the But then when you are feeling under pressure, sometimes it's really like a cry for help. And I think I do think that we have a shared responsibility when someone is trying to sort of communicate something I think this goes out to men to say that when your wife, because she's the one that's really going through everything. I think we really need to open ourselves to receiving what they are saying and not be emotional just like she's emotional, because now yours is really justified. Because I'm not saying men, I'm not going against you guys, but I'm just saying that there's hormones that have changed. There's literally physical changes as well. There's a lot of changes that the woman is going through. So I think the best thing that we can do is to be there and also be more open to receiving whatever they are communicating with us. I think that's one thing that I learned.
Yeah, I think you're ready to have another one.
I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad you caught that. This has been my negotiation card, so I have to play this negotiation card, especially before we let you go. We know that someone has to go and breastfeed. So I'm guessing if I would be holding the baby while you're breastfeeding. So obviously with these changes, the marriage also now gets affected. I'm assuming it gets affected. Would you say that the changes obviously coming off the baby, did it change your marriage in any way?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it did.
As far as ready to act.
Yeah.
It did. And a lot of it, to be fair, I would say we started noticing it like towards, like recently, if I may put it that way. You know, just looking at, because like she said, I think earlier, like the last few months have really just been on survival mode, really. You know, we just have to do what we have to do, you know, and we didn't really take time to check in with each other. We just trusted that we were fine, and then it's only later that, you know, now that we are now okay emotionally, we are now in a nice routine with all the help that we need, we're feeling better emotionally, then we're like, oh, there's us, by the way. We're still here. And we could see that in ways that we did not intend. Sometimes we find that we did hurt each other a little bit, you know, but again, it was not intentional. It's literally just survival mode. So I would say our marriage did change in that way, but it didn't change in a way that, you know, we're strangers in a way, like, you know, we don't recognize each other. Definitely not. It's just that we did not, because I mean, previous to this, we were literally just the two of us, no one else, and
now we're a family of 5.
Exactly. Not just a family of 3. You know, it's now bigger. That's what I would say.
I think also, like, when you compare our life before not marriage, before a baby, before having a baby. Hey, guys, what were we doing? Let's talk about that.
We were actually thinking back, like, when was it? A couple of weeks ago. We said, you don't even remember, like, okay, what were the moments? And I'm thinking, like, within the last 6 months, I can mention a lot of major, you know, sort of events, if you call it, like things that you plan for, things that you, and you're like, we are more purposeful, you know, with what we do, and time is not just flying by. We're putting it into good use, and we're thinking like, okay, what was happening last year?
So I think it's just been a figuring things out kind of journey. But then also some other things happen for the good. You know, some things were there to teach us lessons, some things were really, really hard. We enjoyed through them, and then so it's just been a fair balance, and I think we're in a space where we get to know each other.
It must be nice. It must be nice.
Wow, this has really been so informative. But before you go, now the very, very last question, like, we just want to ask you guys to share words of wisdom to people who are expecting or people who are going through this journey with us, like first-time parents. What would you say to first-time parents?
And maybe give context to how old your baby is now, so that
Okay, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. So my piece of advice would be, maybe let's do it this way. I'm gonna give advice to men.
Men, okay.
From a man's perspective, and then you. So from a man's perspective, I think, I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and like 99% of the time, we don't meet those expectations for ourselves. Richard. Like we have this vision, and you're thinking like, it's planned out, it's gonna happen this way, and then life happens, and you realize, like it's so different from. And I think what we need to know as men is that it's okay for us to fail. It's okay for us, for our plans not to go the way we thought they would, and for us to forgive ourselves, because I think I suffered that a lot, where it's almost, my wife has to like convince me, like, you've done great. I'm thinking, no, man, like, I didn't do X, I wasn't able to do Y, and so it kind of affects the mood now. Like, I should be okay. Like, hey, you did great given circumstances, given this and that. You did great there, so be happy with that, so that you don't spoil this present moment. Because now we're good now. Like, be good as well, because then now you look back on this very moment. Like, only if I did this, just let go. Just let go. I think I've learned that, and I mean, it's like you said, like in terms of context, our baby is like what?
Almost 7 months.
7.5 months.
August,
So that's a lot of learning to do within a very, very short space of time. So, in addition to forgiving yourself as a man, I would say that what's also important is to form a strong bond with your baby. I've noticed that, my wife has a very natural bond with our baby. I mean, there are times when I'm trying to put our baby to sleep and she doesn't really sleep and she's fussy. I don't know, am I holding it the right way? I'd sit there sometimes and it hurts me. I have to like give my wife or give Sis Mandy to be the one to put her to sleep when I actually want to do it. But then I would think and I'd be like, what? That's just an indication that you've not really spent enough time with me over the last few months. So like you've got some work to do, and I think as men typically I don't think we appreciate that enough, and maybe for some men, and I'm just thinking from my own experiences now with men in my family, you just realize that people did not realize just how important it is to not just be there with finances when the baby is growing, but be their friend, and just have that strong bond, because you are already starting at a back foot, compared to the mom. You've got a lot of catching up to do. So that would be my advice to men. Love.
I like that. Nice one. I think the most important thing that you can do when you prepare for parenthood is to heal. Heal from your past traumas. Heal, do the work as much as you possibly can. I get it, Guti, we want to buy the cots, the strollers and whatnot, but the most important preparation is healing. Heal from all those things, because you'll be a parent. You'll be guiding and influencing a little human being. That is massive. Now imagine if you're doing it with insecurities, with hurt, with this and this and this. It becomes very difficult to not only connect with your baby, but to connect with yourself, because you constantly have to find out who you are, have to refigure who you are. So I think that's very important. Like, heal and understand that, in as much as I can prepare and whatnot, that part, the healing part, needs to be set, and know that my time as a mother will unfold itself when the baby is born. So I don't have to know everything. Wow, guys, we did it.
That is it. S'pha and S'ne. S'ne was saying that she's starting out a YouTube channel, so do check out.
Don't promise me for anything, guys. There's nothing.
This series has been so informative, guys, and we hope you guys are also learning. And
as much as we are.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And click on the thank button and click on the notification bell to make sure that you get notified every time we post. Because sometimes someone will come here and say, guys, I didn't see this video. When was it posted? It's because you don't have your notification bells clicked. May your neighbors respect you.
Troubles neglect you.
What's that one?
Problems, I'm not.
Oh, problems neglect you.
No, I said that one.
Oh, is that what you said? Okay, let's start again. May your neighbors respect you.
Neighbors respect you. Troubles neglect you.
Okay, what's happening? Okay, let's go again.
Okay.
May your neighbors respect you.
Family embrace you.
Troubles neglect you.
And God bless you.
And may your pain be champagne.